Hey everybody, CVH here, and in today's video we're revisiting Token Spellsword on the ladder. Token Spellsword, pretty straightforward deck. You've seen a lot of these token decks recently probably if you've been keeping up to date with the metagame trends. They just put a lot of things on the board for a very cheap magic cost, taking over the board, and they act very aggressively hitting the opponent to take advantage of cards like Dawnstar, Healer, and Eastmarch Crusader, as well as the token buffs such as Divine Fervor, Resolute Ally, etc. In the Spellsword variant, we get to play Windkeep Spellsword, Edict of Azura, and Bone Colossus. Bone Colossus being one of the better late game options at the moment to deal with Ramp Scout. I thought putting this in here might give Spellsword an edge over the other token decks against those decks such as Ramp Scout. It is a little bit slow in the mirror matcher against other aggro decks, of course, but that's a risk I wanted to take in today's stream, and you'll see some highlights from the stream in today's video. It is also worth noting that we're playing Spellsword summoning currently, but I was back and forth between Haunting Spirit and this card. Haunting Spirit just being a really annoying card to deal with. Very good against those slow decks because it makes it hard for them to clear your boards. Haunting Spirit almost always going to have something buffed by its last gasp in a deck that can fill the board as quickly as these token decks can. I also want to point out that Dawnbreaker seems really good to me at the moment, maybe better than in the past if the trends of Ramp Scout continue. It was really good for me today at least, got rid of Dark Guardian at least once, and if you can get those larger undead creatures, it can be even more powerful. But besides that, it's a pretty straightforward Token Spellsword list, so hopefully you guys enjoy some games with it on the ladder. And as always, if you do, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Legends content every day, check out my stream in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. More prophecies? The problem is all the prophecies in Spellsword are bad. Like, Midnight Sweep is the only kind of reasonable one. I don't want to play it over another yellow card, really. It might be fine in this meta if there's a lot of tokens, but the Resolute Ally proc rate keeps getting lower. Mage? I mean, shit. It's so good. This might actually be bad. Depending on if I can get it too. Like, if I ship this, I can keep this, but I'd really like to keep Hive as well. But I don't have the ring. So it should mean I get a pit line pretty easily. Alright, I'm gonna get pit line, I guess.
Soldiers, report. Your orders, your orders.
What snacks you playing today? Don't tell me, actually, because a lot of you came from his stream. I was asking myself more so than you guys. No more pit line. Yeah, I do need the premium pit lines, don't I? That's a real thing.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Yeah, hopefully you get that sorted. Snaxy's playing Merrick Battle Mage right now? Oh yeah, it definitely seems like Merrick Battle Mage to me. An excellent read for sure. I have to play this first in case he lightning bolts this.
Into the breach. You won't foil my plan. Stengar protects me.
Market Archer.
Holding on to anything interesting?
These reads, guys. Professional level reads. Let's see.
I hear and obey. You won't foil my plan. Soldiers, report. Your orders, your orders. By Arcade's beard, this day will be mine.
Okay, we'll see we'll see what happens with this. Rocksphere, how's it going? Snaxy's obviously playing Ramp Spellsword. Oh my god, you were right. He played an Edict. Wow. Who would have thought? Alright, but is it worth doing it now? I don't think it's good. Like, the only thing that would make sense if we were to kill it is the Edict, because he's probably going to try to Ice Storm me next turn. But I think I just face Scouting Patrol, which is not a great play by any means.
Acknowledged. Confound you.
At least we haven't hit any prophecies, right?
Soldiers, report. Your orders, your orders.
So like now if I don't Edict this, he can trade the ward and then, or trade with my ward and then Ice Storm everything away, but at least I have the Imperial Reinforcements to reload the board. Yeah. So like the Edicts, it would have saved my 2/2 if it were anything more important, then we could have talked about it, I guess.
Arcade's beard, this day will be mine. Your orders, your orders, your orders.
No problem, Piano Jester. Tips for growing a stream. I might do a video on that, actually. I was thinking about doing a video on it. I've said that, like, for the last month. Mindset-wise, don't expect anything. Also stream very, very consistently. It depends on your goals, but don't have insane goals, because then you'll just get disappointed when you inevitably don't reach them. Like, that might sound, like, kind of pretentious coming from me, but, you know, my goals were to get... My goal of getting, like, 20 people together in the chat room was, basically impossible for the first year that I streamed, so, you know. Do I East March first? I don't think so.
Confound you!
Because East March is the highest attack value thing I'm going to have on the board, so Piercing Javelin or Lightning Bolt would target it. More than likely, unless he has another Ice Storm. Or that, probably would have targeted it. And I just lose 1 damage instead of maybe 4.
We'll hold, no matter what.
Okay. Dovahkiin, biggest tip to being a streamer. Stream. Oh yeah, I made him yesterday, Swanky. Were you not here for that? You're late? I've been on for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm a little bit later than I usually am, though. Damage? Get him to 1.
I hear and obey.
Don't make me laugh.
So I don't lose to Ice Storm, I don't lose to Dawn's Wrath, I don't lose to Immolating Blast. I lose to like Ice Storm plus Firebolt. Because with the trade-in, that dies to Ice Storm and he can't trade with us first.
I sometimes only put my Twitch on chat mode only. You know, the best part of stream.
Oh man. Yeah, I was later than I usually am, but I don't have like a set start time. I give myself flexibility. I had like 2 other obligations and a friend came over today already, but I'll end late too to make up for it. Oh, thank you very much, Dust, for the host, man.
My fight is
Just
done.
kidding, Poka is best part. Hail Poka.
It has been an engaging hunt.
Thank you very much for the host, Dust. Hopefully you had a good stream yourself. Then Legends is like, yeah, your hand still matters a lot. If you get triggered by having a bad hand, you're gonna just not enjoy playing this game. I mean, he didn't have a bad hand, I just had like a good hand, I guess. Like, I don't know, it didn't feel overpowered. I never drew Divine Fervor and Resolute Ally, which are like 2 of the best cards in the matchup, but whatever. It's fine. Now this is a hand that I would get pissed to play against, and I have a good matchup as well, and the ring. So this I could see. Because a preemptive pit line is like the best against Thornhiss Mage. It's the best.
Zenda wants to eat Poka. Mungus, should I ban?
This day will be mine.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it. What? Huh.
My Arcase beard. This day will be mine. Confound you.
It's not traditional church, yeah, same, yeah. Take off the ward, face for 5, jam down the Haunting Spirit.
I hear and obey.
Which, I don't know why I pointed over there. I don't really want to care about that lane too much. Then I will likely go for 5th Legion plus something I draw next turn. That'd be ideal. Okay, okay. See what you're working with over there. Is this like mid-rangey? Yeah, he's attacking, man. No, there's no way. What? No. What? Stop. What? What? Wait, why? Set up for Leaf Lurker? What? Alright. But I don't want him to get a Murkwater Witch if he's setting up for that. I'm just gonna... Yeah. And I also want to push more damage.
Training is over. It's time.
Okay. Seems fine. I just wanted to test it Untrimmed Forest. If I'm playing anything, like, the #1 reason is probably just because I want to test it.
Kill them all.
My win rate is never the supreme be-all end-all thing that I care about when I'm streaming. That's mostly just me testing stuff and figuring out what's good and trying to have some entertaining games as well.
Chimera, guide us.
You can't defeat me.
Confound you!
I will do my absolute best to play in the one
I'll scout
next
ahead.
Sunday. I think they probably won't Stormblast. I forgot to answer that, by the way, the 2v2 thing. They've said they don't have plans for that currently. Sorry to bum me
You
out.
promised us yesterday that you would post shirtless gym pics again. Where are they at? Come on, bruh.
Confound you!
Fair enough. That's on me. Alright, he's looking pretty dead, guys. This has been Token Spellsword versus Ram Scout. With some anti-me tech. You know, I don't hate these techs against tokens, but they did not work. I think Fighters Guild's really good against tokens, by the way. Fighters Guild answers 5th Legion Trainer.
The victory is yours.
But that is irrelevant now. So YouTube video going over recent patch changes, Solitaire 3 cost, does it really change anything? It makes it like a bit harder to use early on. I mean, yeah, in the late game it's still just as powerful as ever, but there's merit to it. It doesn't make the card slightly worse, right? No one can say, oh, it's better now it's a 3 cost. It's definitely a little bit worse, but it's not substantially worse. I don't think.
Wait!
It's just a bit more annoying to use when you're using it defensively early on. Exile any creature, it was killed after being brought back. Yeah, that would do something to it for sure. They could have added that along with this. It'd still be a really good card. You know, I wonder why they didn't do any of that, really.
Has there ever been a tier 1 half matchup as unbalanced as current Ramp Scout versus Control?
Old school mid-range archer versus anything. But besides that, probably not. And that deck was just insane. Thank you very much for the bits, the Nezuri. Because I can't pronounce that name ever. The Nerazuri. There we go.
Training is over.
It's gonna stick. Hopefully he doesn't have the nuts. Incoming Aerostorm. Dude, if my Token Crusader opponent's playing Aerostorm, I'll just turn off the game and do something else. Then I'll know. It's not the day. Not the day for me. This is a really good hand, though. From our opponents. I can kill these easily, it's just, you know... I mean, this is also easy to do. It's the 5th Legion sticking for another turn. It could be a very large problem. If he goes Pit Lion, though, I have answers. Hope he doesn't have reinforcements next turn.
How's
Hey, Space
CH
Orphan.
today?
Dude, I'm doing good. Thank you very much for the 60 bits. I am doing good. Having a nice relaxing day, nice relaxing ladder grind. Olaf coming with some bits.
70 card limit is limiting us. Unlimit the limited.
Soldiers report!
Your orders. Your orders.
God, I would have killed for a 2-drop. Unlimit the limited. The best way to fix Young Dragonborn would be removing it from the game and doing everyone a favor. No, not the buff now. Like, I feel slightly less horrible about picking it in Arena. Whereas before I felt like completely
You can't
disgusted at myself. Now I just feel apathy. Dude, we finally get the board back. Nice. Thank you, Edict. See, I don't know if it's actually better than Imprison, but it's been playable every time I've drawn it, which is something I cannot say for Imprison.
I hear and obey.
You can't defeat me.
Problem is I kind of don't have a lot going on right now. I do have slightly more going on than he does, but he's about to develop. And then it's hard to justify playing around anything if you have 60 card decks. So yeah, I kind of like where it is now, honestly. The only Magic efficient play is Divine Fervor, and it's not great. I could see Edict being okay, because then we just go... Well, I like milling that, I guess, so we'll just do this now.
The Dark Brotherhood is
You can't defeat me.
and I shall cure it.
That's like if I Edict, I can play 5th Legion and then that, but I could probably just draw more playable dudes. It's very likely that I draw creatures or cards that make creatures. Monthly card is Scout, a 1 Magicka 3/3 guard that ramps twice. Oh yeah, like you ramp on summon, ramp on every attack. Perfect. That's what Scout needed. A good 1-drop that ramped.
There's always a plan.
Alright, well he's played 2 of these. I'm gonna mill the Dawn Stars. They're actually very important in this kind of matchup. Well, I guess it's about time for Spellsword summoning, right?
Training is over. It's time to act.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
I am death!
Now, if I had gone for Divine Fervor, that would survive the attack from Priest at least. But he could have his own buff, and then I don't do anything else, and I really like developing 3 cards this turn. Are monthly cards craftable? Yeah. After the season ends, when everyone else gets them, you can still craft them. If you only get 1 copy, you can make the other 2, etc. It's all possible. Right, as much as I would like to not get drained, I think I just go Pit Lion Edict on the 5/5. 5/5 is just huge. Fight for the board pretty well here. And take the trade, go for 4 damage. It's nice, getting back to 26.
No quarter.
Appreciate the 9 months of support. Even if it's been a weird amount of... It's been weird support, but support nonetheless. Yeah, that was wonk like wank. It's wonk. Wink wonk. Hire me to be the new text-to-speech voice. Nope, wait, what? 7 Magicka and no play. What in the world?
I've got you covered. Steadfast runs.
You can't defeat me!
Do your worst.
Maybe I should use the dagger here. I'm just terrified and I have no idea what's coming. And we don't, like, need the 1 extra damage. I'm gonna see if there's, like, anything I should be saving this dagger's utility for. I have 7,000 gold and 8,000 soul gems. Oof. I had 5,000 gold and I spent like 3,000 of it on impulse packs so I could make Bone Colossus premiums. Worth it.
They will not get past me. Steadfast runs.
Chimera, guide us!
You can't defeat us. Don't mess with me.
Maybe I do just take the even trade, keep the Dawnstar healthy. I'm gonna play Hive Defender over there anyway.
Do your worst!
Don't mess with me.
You can't defeat me!
We don't even hit a Prophecy? Dudes. If I take the favorables, he gets a trade with one of these, or trade into one of my guys with this anyway. So this seems fine, get a 5/7 Hive Defender defending the Hive.
If you link your Bethesda account to Twitch, you can randomly get free stuff in-game by watching TES
May
streamers.
you walk on
If you
warm
win,
sands.
you'll get a whisper from Bethesda here on Twitch.
Walk on warm sands.
Link accounts here. Note, using this command does not impact why.
It has been an
Thank you for that, Gende.
engaging